during the day. I have been here before. And this is Bow Valley Campground. Now, I was just saying, if you do want blocks, we are doing triangle pose, and sometimes it helps, especially if you can't touch the ground, or if it's too strenuous to pull those muscles to touch the ground. Also, oh, my light fell down. Hold on. The wind. There we go. There you go. So we are still keeping with our balancing series, and I really think that this is going to help us in all our other activities, using all those muscles. Now, there is quite a few muscles we're going to be developing over this month as well, and that's so with the abdominals, the hips, all those glutes and legs. In order, and can you guys see me here? I just want to make sure. Perfect. So let me know, come on, if you don't see me at all. But so we're going to be continue to develop those muscles, just like we did Monday evening as well. We did quite a bit of different planks. If you need to take planks from knees, please do. And we're going to be exploring different styles of planks and proper form. So if one style doesn't work for you, just do the style that works for you and stick with that, and just making sure you have proper form. So I'm going to go over proper form first for plank. Just if you want to do plank to start off the fires or just to explain. So I'm going to be doing it from forearms just because it's a good way to show. So I was talking about the bottom here of the skin, that nice soft part of the skin. It gets moving a lot. So either you put your arms in closer at first because it will slide out to be that shoulder height, shoulder width apart, or you can turn them to be the side and have both fist muscles there, both fists there to hold you a little bit stronger. So that's the type that I tend to do. And then when you come up, if you're coming up, you can stay on knees. And if you're on knees, making sure you still have a tight abdominals, still glutes, and pushing up through the shoulders. You shouldn't be dipping down. You shouldn't feel strain between the shoulders. You should be nice and strong, pushing through. And then when you bring up the hips, not so far up, and you have to be nice and aligned. That's fine. You should feel your glutes working, all your abdominals working, all the leg muscles working. So I just wanted to go over that because sometimes we're too high or too low with the hips, and that causes strain in the back. And that also causes, if you're too high, that shows a little bit of a weak abdominal system. So just be aware of it, and we'll work on the abdominals together. Perfect. Let's get started in beautiful Canmore, Alberta here. Let's just breathe. And move from scorpions and rattlesnakes to bears. Oh my. And breathe. One more breath, feeling all those beautiful muscles. Maybe a little too much these days, some of us. At least we know we're alive. We can feel all those beautiful muscles, breathing in deeply. Set your intention for your practice, this next hour, the rest of your week. Beautiful. We're going to open up the arms right at shoulder height. Open up those fingers. See if you're popping up the chest and those shoulder blades are coming together. Bring it back just a little bit more so those shoulder blade, for all of the rib cage to be engaged, to be hooked under. Working those abdominals. You can come back slightly, tuck in the belly. And when you're ready, give yourself a big hug without moving the back, keeping it nice and straight, elbows up, holding on to opposite shoulders. One more breath. Open it up. Other arm on top. Breathe. And then open it up. See if you bring the right hand down, the left arm up and over. If that's okay for you, you can keep it up, pointed towards the sky. Trying to keep both those sit bones down, however you're seated. And come all the way back up to center, dropping the left, raising the right, and all the way over. We're just trying to keep that nice alignment, nice tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, coming all the way up, both arms up if you can. Beautiful warrior fingers, nice and tall, tuck in the belly. Breathe. Beautiful. And forward folding. Bringing those fingers down. Beautiful. Let's come right all the way up and all the way into our tabletop. Let's warm up the spine. And moving into our cat-cows once you have nice tabletop. Pushing through the shoulders, getting ready for those planks. Bring in the abdominals, tilt the pelvis. Two more. Beautiful. We're going to work with a little bit of balancing. If those side muscles are sore, you can just work with the hands, keeping the hands balanced off the mat one at a time. If you can work opposite leg to arm, we're going to raise it up, right hand up, left leg back, and hold. Really focusing on that lower belly, just like we talked about in our planks, pushing up through the shoulders. Same idea. Work the glutes, the legs, and bring it down. Other side. And bring it down. Change it up. Right hand, left leg. Change sides. One last time, change sides. Remember not to forget about those shoulders, the abdominals, the glutes, and breathe. And bring it down. Toes touching, knees out. Tuck in the belly, really round the back first into a cat, and then bring it back, those hips towards the heels. You can come as low as you like with the forehead to the mat. And breathe. Don't let go of that belly. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's come all the way back into our tabletop. Realign our knees. Make sure those toes are pointed. You're not turning those heels in or out. Spread the fingers. And we're just going to hold the knees off the mat. So let's tuck in the toes. Get those toes nicely tucked in. Little stretch in the toes. Lean back first. Lean back. Open up those feet. Wake them up. Waking up the entire body. And come forward. Lift up those knees and hold. Push through the shoulders. Let's bring down the knees. Pull back the hips. And then let's come forward. Pick up the knees. One more breath. Drop the knees. Untuck those toes. Maybe give those ankles a little wiggle. Little circles. Good work. Let's tuck in those toes again. We're coming right into our first downward facing dog. Lift up when you're ready. Pushing back into those sit bones. One more breath. And step that right foot forward. Beautiful. Spread the toes. You're in your crescent lunge right now. I want you to turn that back foot to be in your warrior stance. Heels aligned. Spread the toes. This is where you can grab a block if you're reaching for that floor. I want you to straighten that front leg. You can keep your hands if you're still reaching the mat without the block. It's up to you. Bring that right hand on the inside. Left hand can come up for a twist or hold onto the hip. And just open up the shoulders. And breathe. You can look up if that feels comfortable, or stay looking down as you continue to straighten that front leg, not locking the knee. For one more breath. Beautiful. Bring it down. Bend that front knee. Bring both hands on the outside of that foot, front foot. You can turn that back foot or back heel slightly. We're still going to keep that front leg nice and straight. We're just going to fold over it. And breathe. Whole bunch of activity happening in those legs. Beautiful. Bend the front leg. Hop in the back leg slightly. Maybe halfway, or maybe just 2 steps in. Both feet are pointed forward. So we have this nice pyramid or Egyptian-like pose. Both feet are pointed forward. Both are grounded. Bring the hands to the hips and coming up nice and slow. Ground those feet. Activate the thighs coming up. Beautiful. This actually takes a lot of bounce through the legs. Breathe. Beautiful. We're going to step that back foot in or forward and come right into a chair pose. Hands come forward, seated in the chair. Spread the toes. Put weight into the heels. Tuck in that belly. One more breath here. Forward fold, you're coming to your forward fold. Let it all go. This is where you might feeling all that tightness in the lower back, through the glutes, through the spine. You can come up and be a little more supportive by holding onto those thighs. One more breath. And you're going to try to ground down so you can bend the knees as much as you need to hold onto the floor or bring those blocks as we step that right foot all the way back. All the way back. Turning that back foot to be in your warrior stance, the two heels align. Beautiful. Straighten that front leg as much as you can. Right hand comes to the hip to twist or all the way up. Opening up that shoulder. Really have to have those thighs, those glutes engaged, the abdominals engaged. For one more breath. Bring it down. Beautiful. You have to turn that heel out a little bit, the back heel. Straighten the front leg, forward fold over that front leg. We're going for a lot of length in the thigh today. Your standing splits are going to look miraculous. Going to look beautiful. One more breath here. Beautiful. Bend that front leg. Step about 2 feet in. You'll feel if it feels like a good distance. Both feet are pointed forward. Kind of shift the hips. Make sure they're nice and straight. Pointed forward. Might take a little bit to put that back heel down. You'll get there one day. And bring those hands to the hips and come up nice and long. Shoulders down and back. And breathe. Both feet are grounded, but there's a lot of balancing happening. Activate the glutes. One more breath. We're going to step it forward into our chair. Beautiful. Put weight into the heels. Activate the belly. Tilt the pelvis. And breathe. For one more breath. Beautiful. Come to your forward fold. If those hands are getting any closer to the mat, if the chest is getting any closer to the thigh, for one more breath. And we're going to step it back into high plank, or you can bring knees down. Remember to have those shoulders aligned with the wrists. Activate the glutes. Play around with it. If you feel like it's too low, bring your hips down. You'll feel it in your lower back. Bring it up. If you're too up, kind of feels a little comfortable in the abdominals. We don't want it too comfortable. We want it active. And breathe. Push through the shoulders. Give me 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Bring down those knees, untuck the toes, and if you can, do back bend. Bring that chest forward, or you can come back into child's pose. Come into this beautiful cobra. Keep those glutes active, supporting the back. Beautiful. Bring it up to tabletop on the knees, tucking the toes. This time, optional, different variation on plank. Bringing those hands out wider than shoulder height or shoulder width. How you say height? Width. Spread the fingers and then come up for your plank. Pushing through the shoulders. Still need nice alignment coming forward, not too back, not too forward. And breathe. Two more breaths. Bring down the knees, untuck the toes. You can lean it back a little bit. Beautiful. This time we're going to come onto our forearms. Remember, if you're coming to that soft inside edge, palms facing down, bring it in a little bit closer because you'll probably slide out. Beautiful. Make sure the shoulders are aligned with the elbows this time. And when you're ready, lift up. Two more breaths. Nice and long. And drop the knees, untuck the toes, come into a little baby cobra on the elbows. You can face the palms facing down if you don't already have them there. And breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. We're going to lower down, hands to forehead. We're going to be working with those beautiful hips, glutes, and legs by doing leg lifts here, helping with all our balancing postures. You can keep the forehead down. I'm just lifted so you can hear me. And we're going to lift the right leg. Try not to have it out to the side too much. You'll feel that in your hip way too much. Point it and lift. Grounding that other hip, that other glute is still active, other leg is still active, and breathe. And lower down. Left side. Lower down. Right side. Lower down. Left side. And lower down. Beautiful. Optional to do one more round, single or lift both. And lifting, pointing those toes. Belly is nice and active. Don't overlook it. Breathe. And lower down. Relax the forehead. Maybe bring out the feet a little bit. Maybe wiggle the hips out. This is what I really like, our consistent practice. We're able to do these development of muscles for all the postures that we do, such as working on the balancing postures. Sometimes when you come irregular to classes and studios, we don't have that much time to develop the muscles we need. One more breath here. Beautiful. And we're going to come up to that push-up. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, elbows nice and close. Tucking those toes all the way to the balls of the feet, not just resting on the toes. And we're going to push up to those knees. Push up. Active belly. And just hold here. Another type of plank from the knees. Breathe. If you feel in the lower back, raise up the hips just a little bit more. Activate the glutes. One more breath here. Bring it all the way back. Come to that puppy or melted heart. Hips stay aligned with the knees. Arms spread forward. Forehead comes down to the block or all the way down to the mat. Remember, this is active, so we're still keeping that belly active to support our back. Still not caving through the shoulders, pushing through the shoulders. One more breath. Coming up to tabletop, bring those hands underneath the shoulders. Find your stable table again. Spread the fingers. Maybe give yourself a little cat, rounding the back. Stretch it out. And then bring it back to neutral. Beautiful. We're going to work on those hips a little bit. We're going to bring the right knee out to the side. Point that toes out to the side. Dog peeing here. Pose, hold. Beautiful. If you can bring that knee back, down, and around for 2 little circles with the hips. Beautiful. And then we're going to point that knee back while the foot is pointed up to the sky or flat against the sky. And hold. Squeeze the glutes. Bring the knee out to the side. Dog peeing here. Beautiful. Bring it back down the knee and hold. We're not letting it rest in between here. Bring it out the knee. Bring it back in. You'll feel this in the glutes. One more time. Bring it out. Bring it in. Bring it down. Nice work. Shake it out. Stretch it back if you need to. We're going for the left side now. Bring it out the knee. Point those toes out. Push through the belly, through the shoulders, and hold. Beautiful. 2 circles with the hips. Bring the knee back, down, and around. Beautiful. Bring that foot up to be flat against the sky. Bent knee and hold. Push through the belly, push through the shoulders. Bring it out to the side. Knee pointed down, foot up. Breathe. Dog peeing out to the side. Bring it down, squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the belly. Bring it out, final time. Bring it down, all the way down, tabletop. You can come back into your child's pose. You can wrap the arms around you. Little rock formation here. You might really feel the glutes tomorrow. You can test out your balancing postures. One more breath here. Beautiful. Come all the way up. Let's bring those legs forward. You can also have your blocks here for you. We're going to do a little forward fold. If forward fold is not that comfortable for you right now, we're going to have the legs out in a very small V, probably the width of your mat. And you can also have a chair here if you can't forward fold too much, or that coffee table or the couch, whatever you have close. Or you can bring in your blocks, stack them up, and meet the blocks. As you come forward, though, you want to be coming forward from those hips and that forehead to be pointed forward. And you just come as forward as you feel comfortable, and we're going to hold that. Remember to keep a little flexibility in the knee. If you do have a tendency to lock, put something underneath, or even your fists will do for now, putting them underneath and coming forward. And breathe. Working from those hips. I try to keep the belly a little bit active, supporting that lower back. See if you can relax the legs a little bit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more breath. And bring it all the way up. Come up, nice and tall, all the way up. Breathe. Beautiful. We're working with half shoelace here. So bring that left foot right in front, align with the hip. And the right foot can cross. We're going to work our way up to half shoelace, I should say. Right foot is on the mat on the outside of that left leg. Be up nice and tall in the sit bones, holding on. This beautiful breeze coming at me, helping me stay up nice and tall. You can take an optional twist here, holding out with the left, right hand comes back. Beautiful, bring it forward. And then walk that right leg up beside the thigh, or if you're staying by the calf, you can stay there today. Get nice and tall. Optional twist, right hand comes back. Coming all the way back to center. Coming right into shoelace, the left, that right foot points out towards the left. Knees are stacked. tight thigh. There shouldn't really be a gap or anything there. You know, some people want that gap. And breathe in nice and tall through the crown of the head. And come forward folding, and that's an option if that feels good. If not, stay up nice and tall. No need to stress out those back muscles. For one more breath. Coming all the way up. Holding on to that right leg, bring it out to the side. First, holding on with the right hand, flex the foot, just right in line with the shoulder, bringing that knee aligned with the shoulder, and hold here for a moment, up nice and tall. Still using those lower abdominals, still using all our back muscles, shoulder muscles, everything to keep up nice and tall. And then bring that right foot forward. Breathe. Wiggle it out. When you're ready, that left foot is going to come up to the outside of the right calf and hold up nice and tall. If you want the optional twist, left hand comes back and breathe. Still try to keep that nice form through the crown of the head. One more breath. Come all the way forward. Let's walk that leg up beside the thigh. That bottom leg is still active, nice and tall. Optional twist, left hand back. One more breath. And coming right into our half shoelace, coming all the way back to center. Knees stack. Left foot points out to the right. Yep, nice and tall. You can stay here. I'm sure you'll feel it in the hips, coming up nice and tall. Or you can come forward, folding fingertips to the ground. One more breath. Come up nice and tall. Relax that left leg. Shake it all out. Come up nice and tall again. We're going to do one more of these stretches. Shoelace feels like it's like the last of the stretch of the hips, but actually it's in lotus. But we're going to do half lotus, optional just to take butterfly, nice and loose butterfly. or nice and tight butterfly. If not, join me in half lotus on both sides. Left foot coming in, and you actually have to turn that foot so the bottom of the foot is facing up, and you place it in that heel nice and close into the groin and come up nice and tall. You can hold on to that foot, feeling that open stretch in the outside of your hip, down the thigh. Remember, optional just to come into butterfly and breathe. Keeping that bottom leg nice and somewhat active still, so you can have everything nice and tight. One more breath. Beautiful. Release that left leg. Let's go with the right. Find your sit bones. Be up nice and tall though. Bring in that right foot turn to have the bottom facing up. Bring in that heel nice and close. We're working on dropping that thigh. Just breathe. One more breath. Let's bring out that leg. Shake it all out. Shake out all those legs. Beautiful. Working with our boats to lower down, start to plant the feet. Spread the toes. Notice if you turn out your feet a little bit or turn them in. Notice that the knees aren't aligned with the hips. Just noticing any corrections you may have to account for. Because if you have them too loose, your knees, or turned out your feet, you may be straining one muscle versus using all of the correct muscles. So be up nice and tall. Hands come out, warrior fingers. And if you need to keep those feet grounded, keep them grounded. If not, hinge back slightly, using those abdominals, wait for that activity to start happening, and then raise up the feet, point the toes. One more breath. Cross at the ankles, come all the way forward. Stretch it all the way forward. Beautiful. With the next inhale, we're going to come right back into that boat. So inhale and come into the boat. Cross at the ankles, come all the way forward. When you inhale and come right into the boat, tell yourself active arms, active belly, active glutes and thighs. So inhale, come right into that boat. One more breath. Beautiful. Cross. Come forward. Beautiful. This time, we're going to be lowering. If that stresses out your back too much, keep those feet grounded in your boat and lower down, just hinging from the hips or using the hands to help lower down. So come right into the boat. Stretch out the legs, low boat, and slowly lower down. Beautiful. Wiggle out anything you need to wiggle out. Bring those shoulders back. And then bring one knee into the chest and hold. You can flex the foot. Gives you just that little bit more to bring it back. Losing my earpiece here. Beautiful. Exchange like you're riding a bike. Bring in the left, right comes out and down. Exchange like you're riding a bike. To the right. Active abdominals. We're still not in Shavasana. Everything's active. Exchange to the left. Beautiful. Bring in the right and the left knees. Maybe wiggle anything out if you don't have that nice length through the spine. Flex both feet and bring the knees out to the side. For happy baby, modified holding onto the shins or hold onto the outside of the feet, bring them up. Happy baby. You can move a little bit if that feels okay. Side to side. One more breath here. Bring those feet together. Come down to a butterfly, reclined butterfly. Hands on the hips. We're going to close that left wing over the right. Little supine twist. Left arm opens up. Open up the legs, back to butterfly. Shimmy if you need to. And then bring that right over the left. Right arm opens up. Beautiful. On the next inhale, open back up to butterfly. Maybe flutter the wings a little bit, making sure everything comes back to center. We're going to go for one full body stretch. And then optional to take whatever pose you need before Shavasana. So stretch it all out. And then do whatever pose is calling to you to do before you can relax into Shavasana. Feet flop open, palms face up. I have 3 young kids, so I can go into Shavasana at any time. My body is always ready. My mind as well. Just see what you need. Maybe it's the hand on the heart and the belly, just to bring the mind into focus, into being present. And when you're done your last little poses and you're in your Shavasana, 3 deep breaths. The depths of the belly, the very lower belly is what you're aiming to inflate. Now exhale nice and slow until the body asks you for that next inhale. I want you to notice how focused you are when you do those deep breaths, when you're aiming to really create that space in the belly to push out all that air. Remember that at moments when you feel very unfocused. Have those 3 deep breaths, bring it back to that simple breath and refocus. Then start to wiggle your fingers and toes. I don't see the sun coming out for me anytime soon. The stars just went away. So I'll wake up the body here. The sun's not doing it for me. So wake up the body. When you're ready, stretch out the arms, stretch out the legs, bring those knees into the chest. Bring it all over to one side. Fetal position, one hand under head. When you're ready, finding your own way, your own unique way to find those sit bones. Beautiful. Is there times that we're missing out on because we're not focused on it? Maybe it's something important someone said to us we're missing out. Or just on those moments with those people. So let's try to focus so that we don't miss any joyful moments. Maybe it's just waiting for that sunset. Inhale those arms all the way up, taking in all that gratitude, all that joy for today and for every day. Bring it in through the mind, bring it in through the heart, and bring it right down into your intuition. Namaste.